Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Football Obsession. I'm sorry I've not got my green screen on. I did drop my light just before we went to go live. So originally I was going to use the green screen again. However, I dropped my light. Today I'm with Baz. How are you, Baz?
I'm great, lad. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks for asking. I'm glad to hear that you're great. It's been a great weekend for us as United fans, seeing some impact, and we'll get into that. And it's been interesting to also see that I've heard the fact that you've won. Is it £200 We'll also get into that.
Yeah.
So it's going to be another Premier League game week review, and we've been wanting to do this for weeks together now as an episode. We've just not managed to get around to it. So finally doing it now. We'll get into it.
It was the Leicester game we were supposed to do it.
Yeah, yeah.
A while
that was
ago.
ages ago. Yeah.
No.
Oh, gutted with that game. We'll get into it. West Ham 3, Chelsea 2. Now, I know you've got an interesting story to tell here. do you want to say the story? Because I don't know it fully. I just know the brief definition of it.
Right. So I was at work and I just thought, let me go up to the lads, see what they're thinking. And everyone said Chelsea are winning. And obviously I just thought, why not? I asked my girlfriend what she thought. She said Chelsea win. So I just thought, £50 on West Ham. I was going to do 100. Didn't. It would have been £480, but I went for 50. And, £290 winnings. I can't complain.
Definitely can't complain. It's unreal.
I did scream like a little girl when that goal went in.
Yeah, it's unreal. West Ham, look, obviously, they are a very good side.
No.
And they're probably favourites over us for top 4 right now. Obviously, we're going to hit some form, as we can clearly see. Or hopefully I've not just jinxed that. But
don't betray.
I know, yeah, jinxing everything. But we'll get into it. So Thiago Silva getting another defender, getting on the score sheet for Chelsea. Now, this is something we've struggled with this season. Have we even had one of our defenders score yet?
Because Tellez against Villarreal, not in the league.
No, because every time I'm at the game, as you know, I go to the games and I always say to the lads, like, name it, we've still not scored from a set piece every single game, and we've still not scored from a set piece in the league. Yeah, we've hired a set piece coach. We've got worse. I don't understand how that happened.
Yeah, the thing about Eric Ramsey coming in is Chelsea are scoring more goals without him now.
Yeah. Unbelievable. Maybe he was an issue.
And I love how you mentioned Thiago Silva again, but another goal line clearance as well. That's two in a row, and they've been brilliant.
Yeah, Thiago Silva, when he first came in, I think came in last season, didn't he? And I know he got an injury halfway through the season, but when he first came in, I was thinking maybe he's a little bit old to hack it in the Premier League. And I know that sort of people will say that's a sort of casual's point of view. However, what you can see, like let me just give an example of Maguire. Obviously, he's not old, but he's slow and he struggles with his pace. So when players struggle with the pace, it's sort of doesn't really work in the Premier League. However, Thiago Silva in this system seems to be thriving despite Chelsea losing this weekend. He seems to be absolutely thriving. Can you think about why that is, or do you reckon that's because he's 5 at the back and then he's protected by one of the best midfields in the world?
That whole Chelsea team just coached well.
Yeah,
I mean the back 5 definitely helps. Obviously, he's got Christensen, Rudiger, who else? Chalobah. If he makes a mistake, he's got them to cover. If they make a mistake, he covers. I mean, having Jorginho, Kovacic, Kante, Ruben Loftus-Cheek in front of you helps as well. Definitely. And then having Edouard Mendy to save you.
Definitely. I completely agree with that. But then Mason Mount getting on the score sheet now. I've had a lot of discussion about Mount in recent weeks, mainly whether Emile Smith-Rowe is above him in sort of the pecking order for the World Cup. Obviously, it's literally a year away. The World Cup will be happening in a year's time. Do you think Mount's overrated as such, as people are saying he's overrated, or do you think that he is as good as some people say he is? People like me.
Don't get me wrong, and this is probably going to get clipped. I'm 50-50 with Mount. I like him, but I don't like him. For Chelsea, he has his on and offs. For England,
yeah.
Last thing I can remember him doing is scoring that goal against Belgium.
Yeah,
that's all I can remember. Did nothing what I can remember recently. I mean, just look what other players are doing. Foden. It's the same with Foden and Grealish, though. For England, they're all the same type of player. And you see them tear it up for the clubs. Maybe not Grealish as so, but Foden's doing it. Mount, can we just talk about that volley, though, against West Ham? I didn't hear the end of that. My girlfriend's a Chelsea fan. Didn't hear the end of it.
Oh, no.
And guess who her favourite player is?
Mount as well. Yes.
Oh
no! Bet it's not great watching football with your girlfriend when she's a Chelsea fan. No offense, obviously.
Oh no! Say whatever you want, mate.
But on sort of a serious note, I really would prefer Chelsea to win the league over City or Liverpool. Obviously, I'm sure as most of our fans would, or all probably.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's not happening. We're winning the league.
Second half of the season, we're doing a title charge clip. Yeah,
I'm telling you now, mate.
Oh, maybe. We can only hope we go undefeated.
I mean, just look at our next games. Our next 12 games are hardest games. West Ham.
Yeah, it's mad because I was watching M&F last night, obviously Monday Night Football, and they sort of laid out the fixture list for us. And the next time we face a team that's in like the top, I think top three, currently in the top three, is City in March. Now, obviously, that's a while away. That's like 3 months, 4 months away, sort of thing. Do you know what I mean? 3.5 months. So we should be able to pick up some form in the league and then hopefully do well in the FA Cup as well when that comes around against Villa, and then sort of see where we are from there. I feel like it can be closer than we actually think it can be right now. If that makes sense. Obviously, we've got to be consistent, though. We've been so inconsistent for 3 years, and it's a massive change for the club to go through. In not only changing the manager in Ole Gunnar Solskjaer to Ralph Rangnick, to then changing the assistant manager and bringing a sports psychologist in. There's obviously going to be some time that's needed to sort of for players, staff to get used to it. Even Ralph Rangnick to get used to it, if that makes sense. To get used to Manchester, to get used to the facilities, etc. here, but. We'll get back to West Ham game. Do you think that they can get top 4? Because obviously they've just beat Chelsea, and I know they didn't beat City, but they were on a little bit of a sort of not great form. But to me, I think they can get top 4.
It depends how other teams around them, around the top 6 perform. It depends how we perform. Because don't get me wrong, they're going to drop a lot of points. They're not going to go on an amazing run. I say this, but it's going to happen now. No, but I think we will finish 4th, but there's going to be a huge gap to us in 3rd.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, it also might be the season where I think it was not last season, the season before in July. I think did we play Leicester last game of the season? And we had to win to get top 4.
We had to win or Chelsea lose.
Yeah. I think something like that. Yeah, and I think did we get it by did Lingard score the last goal in the last minute or something like that?
No, I'm just trying to think. It were a Bruno penalty.
No, I think Lingard got the goal in the last minute. I think it was
it was 2-0 though.
Yeah. I think Bruno scored the penalty originally and then got the second goal in the last minute.
Lingard in the 95th. Kasper Schmeichel made the mistake and Lingard slots it in an open net.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. I think it was July. It feels like ages ago now.
I remember I were out for a meal when it happened. I literally had my phone set up like that on edit table, so no one's seen it. And I stood up screaming, and everyone just looks at me like,
"Yeah, we had to get 3rd there." Nevi says, "You guys are awesome. Love from India. Don't have time to watch the entire, but have liked the video, lads. Keep going. GGMU. Thank you, Nevi. I appreciate that. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right too."
Legend.
I appreciate that. You're always welcome to drop in the stream. Even if you want to join the stream, just drop me a message on my Twitter, and you're welcome to join anytime. And other people getting in the comments. Robbie Collins says, Mount is a fantastic player, but I would prefer to have Foden or Grealish in my team. Now, you know me, I will not say that out loud. Even if I think that, I'm not even going to say that. I can't stand the pair of them, Foden or Grealish, because they play for City. Although I have got to admit they are obviously great players. And one of my best mates is a Villa fan, so he was gutted when Grealish left. We'll get into Newcastle versus Burnley, though. Newcastle,
finally,
they were the only team out of the 92 in the English football pyramid to not get a win. Finally got a win. Now they're not going to stay up.
What a goal by the way! I mean, I know Pope spilt it, and then but Callum Wilson, what a goal! He just smashed it in the top.
They're so much better with him in the team, aren't they? As well.
It's him or Joel, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I was having this discussion I think around 3 games into the season whether Joel Linton is effective for Newcastle or not. And I was saying, I know everything isn't just down to goals and assists, but when you're Newcastle and they're relying on they need goals right now, then it is down to goals and assists. And Joel Linton weren't getting amongst them. But the likes of Sam Maximan, Wilson, even Willock last season were getting amongst the goals and assists. So I don't think they'll have enough to stay up despite getting that first win. Do you?
It's Newcastle. I think they will stay up.
Yeah.
It'll be close, don't get me wrong. I think it's either them or Southampton that go down, in my opinion.
Okay.
Yeah, big shouts from me. But
I think they'd have to do a lot to stay up, personally. I think they'd have to sort of really claw it back, really go on a really good run.
Let me check their run of games next. Newcastle United.
I'll get that up too.
Nope.
Yeah, they've got Leicester, Liverpool, City, us, Everton. Maybe they'd get something out of that Everton game if Everton aren't on great form. They've obviously got the first win in a while, but I don't think they stayed up. They'd have to go on a great run. Yeah. Especially over this Christmas period for sort of teams in that relegation battle. It's one of the most important periods to sort of pick up some form, and they're not going to pick up some form within the space of a week or two. They've got 4 games against like top 7 teams within the next week or two. Do you know what I mean? On that Monday, the 27th against us, I'm getting dominoes that day, so I can't wait. Because I rarely get it, but I'm getting it that day. But Burnley, that's obviously a bad loss for them. I think they'll personally stay up. But it's a bad loss for Burnley, though. It's just sort of a loss where maybe you'd expect it, but this season, you shouldn't really expect that from Burnley because Newcastle have been so bad. I don't know what's your thoughts on that.
Burnley are Burnley.
Yeah,
like they're the most unpredictable. They can go to lose Norwich. They could go get slapped by Norwich, and they can go slap us.
Yeah.
It's weird. They can hold. They can either hold us to a 0-0 or they can put 2 against us. I remember they've done it quite a lot to us.
yeah, they've done it so many times to us. I remember I think it was earlier this year where I thought they'd end up beating us, and Pogba came out with that wonder goal. That was like sort of, I'd say that was prime when Premier League was sort of, obviously there was no fans, but that was the most enjoyable time for us as United fans. But I think we ended up top of the league in that game, after that game. And then we went on to lose against Sheffield United, a draw against West Brom. Typical.
I wouldn't say it were a wonder goal. We got lucky how it took a deflection and then went through Pope's legs.
Oh, yeah. But it was, I think Pogba was on some great form at that point. And I think he was pulling out some great performances at that point. It's a shame that he can't do that right now because he's injured.
We were kind of lucky with the run of games then because we had Fulham as well. Pogba scored another screamer. We got lucky with that. Yeah,
I remember that. 2-1. I remember that because another one of my mates is a Fulham fan. I might try and get him on the podcast actually. Southampton 1, Brighton 1. Now you know me.
More pay again.
Exactly. You know me. I'm sort of. People would call me a Brighton fanboy if they didn't know I was a United fan.
Pretty important to Lamptey, please.
Exactly. Yeah. Although maybe we don't need Tariq Lamptey right now.
We've got Wan-Bissaka.
The low. But with Southampton, I thought they'd be a team which would end up going down. And as I seen sort of your notes briefly, and I was sort of thinking it myself. With I'm not sure how to pronounce the name. I think it's Broja, Armando Broja.
Chelsea boy.
Is he from the Chelsea academy? Yeah.
I don't know if it's I don't know if it's the academy, but I know he's either loaned out or they bought him recently.
Right. Because that's it's a relatively good signing. Well, good signing for them then.
To be fair, not really. He was awful at the start of the season. He wasn't getting games at all, and now he's a fan favourite among Southampton fans now.
It's turned out to be a good signing. Obviously, it wasn't originally a good signing. It was sort of a gamble, as many signings are for them sort of teams. But he's got amongst the score sheet here with Nathan Redmond getting an assist. I still can't believe he's still playing. I think he's been playing basically around 7 years now. He's been around for quite a while, Nathan Redmond.
English Neymar?
Yeah, exactly.
Hang on. Do you know Broja, obviously from Chelsea, but can we speak about another lad from Chelsea who's at Southampton?
Livramento.
What a player.
How old is he? Is he like 18? Is it?
He's around 19 or something like that. I remember I watched him against our under-23s last season. What a player.
Yeah.
That kid's going to be special.
Yeah, he seems really good. There's quite a lot of good right backs, especially English.
He was man at match against us, wasn't he? So
yeah. I think they were another team that should have been about 4-0 up at half time, along with the likes of Wolves and Watford and every other team we played.
That Wolves game, Jesus Christ,
so frustrating. I think obviously you know me. I was a big I tried to fight for Ollie to the very end. But I think there was a point, I think it might have been that Wolves game where I said, I've had enough. I can't watch this anymore. Like, I can't watch this midfield anymore. I can't watch these so-called tactics anymore. And not just to like go and slander Ollie, but I think that was a point where I said, we need to change. But thank God we did. But we'll get back onto this and we've gone off track again. Neil Maupay, 98th minute, was it? Coming up with him.
It wasn't a penalty. The ball just gets played in and he takes a
fantastic
touch.
Not a penalty, no. Sorry, I read that wrong there. My bad. But again, he's coming up with another late goal, which is great from Neil Maupay, considering a lot of people say Brighton would be a top team if they had a good striker. They've got a good team. They've got players on good form. Obviously, they've got the likes of Yves Bissouma, Tariq Lamptey, Lewis Dunk even performing well this season. Do you know what I mean? Lewis Dunk has pulled out some good performances this season, and I may be scraping the barrel there. Yeah. But honestly, I think they could be a relatively good team if they get a good striker, a better striker than Neil Maupay, despite him getting amongst the score sheet quite.
He's just a big shithouse, isn't he?
Yeah, I think I remember when we played him. I think it was before lockdown 2019-20 season. I remember that when you just did that. That was during.
No, it was last season, bro. It was at the start.
Yeah, and Fernandez scored. After the final whistle was blown, weren't
it? Yeah.
That's United all over that, innit? That's us all over. But honestly, I think I remember when we played him in, it was Maupay and I think Andone, I think the Romanian striker, and they were both. It was at home, and I remember they were both shithouses, getting in players' faces, getting amongst us, annoying us. But yeah, they're going to do well, Brighton, this season. They did start well, but
anybody who knows me knows I'd take Maupay as a third striker.
Really?
I've got like he's the reason that I've got a soft spot for Brighton. I love Neil Maupay. Maybe that's because he's French. I don't know, but
would you say so? The third striker, so obviously Ronaldo and then Cavani and then
Cavani's
Maupay.
Leaving. Cavani's going.
So Ronaldo, Maupay, and then Martial.
Ronaldo Greenwood, Maupay.
Maybe.
not maybe.
We'll do a raid of Brighton. We'll do a raid of Brighton. We'll go and get Lamptey. We'll get Potter as our permanent manager. The amount of debates I've had with you about Lamptey and Wan-Bissaka, honestly.
Because it's just not needed.
He is improving, man. Honestly, he really is.
I know Wan-Bissaka is brilliant.
He's not even playing. He's not even. It's going to be find it very hard to get back.
He's been injured.
Is he injured? And
yeah,
he's sure injured too.
Yeah, Hudson-Odoi stamped on his hand and he's been out with a hand injury.
Oh, I didn't even know he was injured, honestly. I thought because that game when just before Ranić came in, who did we play? We played Villarreal, Chelsea, and Arsenal. That was it, yeah. And I remember Delo and Tellez had a very good game against Arsenal, and I thought that's why Ranić has just played them. But getting to this Wolves Liverpool game, I thought they were going to drop points here. It annoyed me. Hold on, Wan-Bissaka is going to be on the bench for Ranić, says Donny. You're going to fight for Wan-Bissaka till the end, aren't you?
Till the very end. He's retiring a club legend.
I hope so too. I just don't believe that can be true at the moment.
Better than Gary Neville.
Oh no! Let's not say that.
No, let's say that. Yeah.
What? So you're saying he's gonna top winning the treble with us? I'm
not saying he's gonna win do a treble, but I'm saying he's a better player than Neville.
I'm not sure about that. I didn't see Neville play that much. Obviously, we were both quite young at the time.
I've seen Neville play his fair share.
Oh yeah. I've seen Neville play for years, but obviously I was still young. Do you know what I mean? I was still.
Yeah, I wasn't alive in '90s. So.
Oh yeah, exactly same. Getting to this Wolves Liverpool game though, where I thought they were going to drop points. I really honestly thought. Always coming up with something in it. The Liverpool fans seem to dislike him for some reason, and I'm not sure why.
Because he's awful.
He's not.
Origi is awful.
Let's say like Martial, for example. Let's say he scored the winning goal in a Champions League, or a goal in a Champions League final for us if we got to there. That would, for me, automatically make him a club legend. I don't know about you. So for me, Origi should at least be like a hero status for Liverpool, but they just seem to dislike him, and he always seems to do something. Recently, anyway, I think he's pulled out a few goals of late.
You should go back to Wolfsburg.
Maybe he'd do well in the Bundesliga. Obviously, he's not going to get as many minutes as in the Premier League as he did in the Bundesliga because they've got Firmino, obviously Salah, Mane. They've got one of the best attacks in the world, if not the best attack in the world. But Salah getting another assist now. I have to admit it. He's got to be there.
Don't you say it.
I'm not even going to say it.
There's so many players that take over him.
Really?
Maybe not so many, but he's not the best player in the world. I'm dead set on who the best player in the world is right now.
Is that Lewandowski?
No, Lewis Nani. Nah, Karim Benzema for me.
Oh, yeah, good shout. Yeah,
no, literally. How he started the season, he had like 16 goals and assists in 8 games. I don't know how I've not been watching the league recently, but for me, Benzema deserved the Ballon d'Or as well. If not Lewandowski, Benzema, Messi, no.
Yeah,
my top three Ballon d'Or would have been Nani, Lewandowski, Benzema.
Mine would have been Lamptey, Bissouma, and I don't know Ronaldo.
Why is he laughing? No, but I'd take Vinicius Junior over Salah.
Really?
I've wanted Vinicius at United when Real Madrid signed him.
So would you take him over like who would he start over Rashford?
Right, I would do a swap deal with Rashford.
Oh,
I know it. Right, I'm in a group chat and we discuss this. Like, it's a no-brainer. If we swap Rashford for Vinicius plus money, I'd take it.
I have to massively disagree with you.
He's found his shooting boots as well now, and he's after Nani, he's my favourite player right now. apart from Wan-Bissaka.
I'm not denying it. He's a good player, but I wouldn't. If you asked me to swap Messi for Rashford right now, I wouldn't swap probably any player.
No, I would not Messi. No,
I wouldn't swap any player.
We need someone who scores goals. Keep Messi away from this team.
Someone who actually cares as well.
No,
just doesn't walk around the pitch. And I think they're playing tonight, aren't they? PSG. Who've they got? Is it Club Bruges?
Club Bruges. No one to score again.
Yeah. So I thought they were going to drop points here. Last minute goal. Now Wolves, they started really well under Bruno Lage. Is it Bruno Lage? Yeah. And I really, really hated playing against them.
Wait. They started well. No, they didn't.
They did.
No.
They were playing very well. They're not on good form of late.
I don't think they started well.
Oh no. They got the first win on the 11th of September against Watford. But I think they were playing well. Obviously, we scammed the win against them on the 29th of August. They should have beat us about 4-1. I don't know how they didn't, really.
Well, that double save from De Gea.
Yeah, De Gea's pulled it. Like, he's back to his best, honestly, this season. And I think maybe the back end of last season, he was back to his best too.
All of last season, they were brilliant.
He didn't play like that in the middle of the season. It was more Henderson, weren't it?
Exactly, but this is why his season gets undershadowed. He was brilliant last season, and people don't see that.
I think people don't see that because of how bad our defence was. Obviously, we can see it now because of how bad our defence is. Where would we be without De Gea and Ronaldo this season? Probably in the relegation spots.
Well, apparently we'd be in the bottom 15.
Wow. Unbelievable. Watford 1, City 3. Now,
typical.
Yes, but Bernardo Silva getting 2 goals there.
Both brilliant goals as well. I don't rate Bernardo as much as I do other players, but recently he's kicked on form, and I've got to admit, fair play to him.
Yeah, he's very underrated. I think I've always, from that Monaco team, I've always sort of rated him. Obviously, I've not been able to sort of enjoy him playing whilst he's playing playing for City.
Yeah.
But just watching him and thinking, Jesus, I think when I was watching the game, I said to my uncle, we don't have a player like that that really does things like that. Obviously, we've got class players. We've got Ronaldo. We've got Bruno Fernandes, the likes, etc. But a player who can pull something out like that, we don't really have that.
To be fair, we do.
Do you think Bruno?
Ahmad and Sancho can do that.
Yeah, I'd love to see more of Ahmad, actually. I think I tweeted
that. I hope we see him tomorrow night.
Yeah. Maybe, yeah. Because it's interesting because obviously it's sort of a free hit against them.
Well, no matter what, we've topped the group, no matter what.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. So, for me, let's say Carrick was still in charge, just as an example, I would have played the kids against these. But with Ranić being in charge now, maybe I'm thinking maybe he's going to try and get used to his best 11, sort of rotate with 11 rather than just playing youth.
Would you start Bruno and Ronaldo for the records?
I would start Ronaldo because he's missed the Champions League. I wouldn't start Bruno. I probably would start Van der Beek over Bruno just for this game. Obviously, Bruno starts most games and deserves to start most games. But what would you do there? Would you start Ronaldo? Would you start Bruno?
I'd drop both, I can't lie. But obviously people are saying Ronaldo's got more goals, Bruno most assists. And Bruno's 4 assists away from record, and Ronaldo's how many? What even is the record for the most in a Champions League season?
I'm not sure. I think Ronaldo. I think we're close to it though, aren't we? Despite being awful.
He's got 5. No, but is it? No, he's got 6.
6. It's 6 goals in 5 games for Ronaldo, isn't it?
Yeah, because he got brace against Atalanta.
Yeah. Wow. What? Like, obviously, we already know what a player he is, but every time just watching him,
it still don't feel real like he plays.
No. Yeah, I completely agree. sometimes just look at him and think, how like I've grown up, we've grown up idolizing this guy, and he's playing for us again. Do you know what I mean? It was sort of a dream come true.
I mean, I think why it feels so big is because every transfer window linked to a Ronaldo returns. And then when it happened, I were in work. I seen Fabrizio tweet, and I almost got sacked.
Wow, what's the story of almost getting sacked?
I screamed super loudly, and my manager was a Liverpool fan.
Oh, well, I'll tell you sort of a story where like obviously we woke up thinking he was going to City, and when I woke up, I think I woke up.
Don't do it to yourself.
No, I'm not even going to think about him going to City. But I woke up that day and I went on Twitter, obviously, as you do. And something, I think Rio Ferdinand tweeted something, and I saw a tweet from, I think it was Goldbridge or someone like that. And it said, like, hopefully Rio isn't playing about with us and just being mystic for no reason. And I thought, nah, this feels like something's happening. He wouldn't just tweet that for no reason. He's one of us. He's a fan. And he also has obviously connections, so it sort of felt like something was happening, and then it sped up massively, and then by 4 o'clock it was basically done. Obviously not confirmed by the club. I think the club confirmed it about 6 o'clock.
It got confirmed really quick.
Yeah. I think it had to be confirmed really quick before anyone else stepped in. It happened so quickly, and it proves we've not really seen that over the past 10 years of how powerful we are in the transfer market.
Yeah.
And that proved how powerful we are. And there's obviously rumours of us looking for a midfielder in January, which hopefully we get one. Do you believe that I was discussing with Haidara with someone yesterday, and the person I was speaking to was saying he's more of a box-to-box midfielder, and she watches the Bundesliga herself as well. What's your thoughts on Haidara?
Get him in. Okay. He's a brilliant player. He can do everything, and obviously he can literally play anywhere because Ralph plays a 4-2-2, and that's whether if he plays holding or whether he plays further up, it can play wherever really. And if Pogba goes, perfect replacement.
Yeah.
32 million, can't go wrong.
Yeah, I completely agree. For me, I would take. It sounds so stupid to say, but I would take him over Pogba. And the reason why is because, for me, Pogba puts in around 3 out of 10 performances for what Pogba can put in. Pogba's 10 out of 10 is Pogba like 1,000 out of 10 in comparison to everyone else, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So, for me, I would take him over Pogba because he doesn't perform consistently enough for us. Whether that's Pogba's fault, whether that's United's fault, the coaches, Ollie's fault, Mourinho, etc. We don't know. Obviously, we're not there behind the scenes ourselves, so we can't really see what's going on. However, it's just not worked out with Pogba for one reason or another, in my opinion. But we'll get on to our game now. Now, I didn't think, obviously, I went to the game, and so did you, didn't you? Did you enjoy it? I nearly forgot that you went to the game.
Brilliant.
Yeah, it's always great, and it's obviously great to watch us on TV, but it's always a different vibe at the ground, and it's one of the reasons why I love going, especially recently. Recently, especially like exciting times ahead, whether that's a bad thing or a good thing, and it seems to be a really good thing right now. But Fred, to me, and I've got to admit it, his level's above McTominay.
Everybody knows I've always backed Fred.
Yeah. I think you and I think it's United Jones on Twitter that I think are the only two people that backed Fred through his lowest. But
because I know there's a player in there, I've always said once Ollie's out that door, Fred will kick on. Even the 1920 season, Ollie was manager. Fred was arguably our best player.
Yeah,
apart from Martial. Fred,
he was.
And obviously that 2 goals this season, more than Messi and Kane. Where's Fred's Ballon d'Or? Where is Fred's Ballon d'Or?
Ballon d'Or Fred, innit? But honestly, he's been fantastic over the past few games. Not even just his ability and his sort of skill or whatever you would call it, his performances, the effort that he's putting in.
The pressing's immense.
Yeah, Yeah, exactly. And I feel like not just the Crystal Palace game, the game before the Arsenal game, I feel like obviously it was a quick turnaround. It was like 48 to 72 hours. And I feel like Ranić had spoken to the team very briefly just before that Arsenal game. I don't know why. Something felt a little bit different.
It's not even the Arsenal game. It's Villarreal. He created both those goals.
Yeah, he did. Oh, yeah, he did, yeah. And it was... It's good that from Fred, and it's good to see him thriving. And you can see in his smile, he sort of loves it himself, and obviously as you would love it. But with the starting 11, and I managed to have a little bit more signal than I normally get near Old Trafford, so I was looking at the reaction to the starting 11 on social media.
I got 0.
Yeah, it's awful, the signal near Old Trafford, obviously, but. From what I've seen, a lot of people was like, "Oh, McFred playing, etc." But
it were unchanged from Arsenal.
Yeah, it was always going to be that, in my opinion, because it was literally one training session. It was 45 minutes, Ranić has said, and it was a matter of 48 hours. Like I tweeted that after the Arsenal game, and then just before the Crystal Palace game, that it's a matter of 48 hours. It's such a small time gap. And I'm sure he will rotate, and I'm sure he will see that some of these players aren't good enough. For me, McTominay is underrated in the box-to-box midfielder position, but not as a CDM.
Not as both. Neither. No.
What's your thoughts on his performances against Leeds, for example? Then this season and last, he always performs well.
You've just got to ask, how did everyone play against Leeds? Everyone performed against Leeds.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I think he's definitely a Premier League midfielder, like quality, but just maybe not for us.
The problem with McTominay is we will not be able to get rid of him. His ego won't let him go to a Villa or something. His ego won't let him go to a Brighton. If Brighton come in for him, we accept it. He'll say no.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe probably would. I don't know that much about his ego as
it just strikes me as one of those players like he plays for United. He's come through the academy. He won't leave.
Maybe, yeah, but I think we've got to ask ourselves the question: would we leave? Would me and you leave it if we were playing for United through the academy? I don't think I would.
I would if obviously I'm a United fan. If it meant the best for the team.
Okay, yeah, it's interesting. It's always a question that I ask in the sense of, like for example, with Ollie, would we have resigned in that job, or would we have tried to pull it back?
I would have resigned in the 1920 season after that Burnley loss.
Maybe, yeah.
Before we got Bruno, bye.
It wasn't all bad though. It wasn't it wasn't.
Andreas Pereira.
Oh, yeah, but that's Andres Pereira, though.
We was 13th before we got Bruno.
But then Bruno came in and we went on, was it a 17-game unbeaten run? And that Project Restart was a great period for us.
I don't care. We shouldn't have to rely on a player.
No, yeah, I agree. I keep asking myself, where did it all change? Because we were playing Matic, Herrera and Pogba when Ollie first came in, and it worked well. It was balancing the midfield. And then after lockdown, we were playing Matic, Pogba, and Bruno in the midfield, and it worked well. And then he went to McTominay and Fred, the McFred partnership, as people call it. Now, I don't know why he changed to that and then stuck with that. I don't understand. What did you say, sorry?
Probably just because Matic's age. He just wanted two tenacious players that run around. Duracell batteries.
Yeah, maybe, yeah. Again, it's always like hindsight's a great thing to look back on, but it just didn't work out at the end of the day, and we wish him all the best, and I'm sure he'll be back at Old Trafford. But Greenwood coming back, recovering from coronavirus, and then getting an assist. That's
it wasn't the world's hardest assist, though, was it?
No. It was one of the more simple passes, weren't it? But either way, it was still an assist. Robbie Collins has asked a question here: would McTominay not be one for the future? He's only 24, or is it more he doesn't fit into that defensive midfielder role?
He's almost 25.
Yeah, let me move my camera down.
We need to stop treating McTominay like he's a youngster. We need to stop giving him the baby treatment. We just need to We just need to crack on with him. We don't give Henderson the same treatment.
No, I agree with that, and I'm not sure why it is that for me, I've always liked McTominay, and I don't know why.
I used to like him.
Yeah, I think that partnership has sort of given all of us a sort of sour taste. It's like that partnership's never going to work. That Fred and McTominay partnership.
It's not even the partnership. It's even when he plays next to Pogba. It's when he plays next to Donny. He's just awful. I'm not trying to get onto him, like saying die or like that. I just want like even watching him against Palace. Obviously, you see more than you don't see on TV.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
And the fouls he were putting in, stupid.
And not only that,
the ball or what?
Not only that, though, it seems like he doesn't have. To me, I noticed myself. It seems like he doesn't have much football IQ, if that makes sense. Like he chases the ball around rather than
backwards.
Yeah, passes backwards, chases the ball around rather than pressing, doing this, that, and the other. But let's get onto a more positive note here. The first half an hour, there was definitely an impact. Obviously, it's going to take time for us to perform for 90 minutes of a full game when we were performing for 0 basically every game.
Right. The problem with playing for 90 minutes, are the players fit enough to do it?
Yeah, exactly. Because it's basically the opposite style of play from Ollie's. Ollie's was a very pragmatic sort of defensive style of play for a while, and then it's sort of changed into a more positive style of play, obviously a pressing champagne football style of play.
Rashford, Ronaldo, their pressing was immense.
Yeah, I think I've got a video of the highlights of it.
Rashford ran his socks off.
Yeah. I love Rashford for that. He'll always give 110%. Now, in my opinion, and I'm not sure about you, but Rashford should be dropped for the next few games. And you know me, I love Rashford. I'll always back him. However, he should be dropped just purely on. I don't think he can play himself into form right now. He's on some bad form. Maybe he's just come back from injury, he's still struggling, etc. I don't know.
Would you play Martial there?
Maybe, yeah. Maybe Elanga. Elanga looked.
That shocked me, you know. That shocked me when he came on.
Really? I was reading.
I didn't expect Elanga to come on.
Well, I was reading that I think Elanga impressed Ranić in the training session, and he rewarded him with a bench position. So
Bruno Gomez from Lyon, yes.
Yeah.
I've got obviously people know Lyon's my second team. Yes.
I don't know much about him. I'm gonna admit I don't really watch any other leagues really. At the moment, especially. I don't watch many other leagues. I think he's a defensive midfielder, though. He's Brazilian, isn't he? Am I right in saying that? I'm not sure how he'd fit into our system. Now, I've been thinking about Declan Rice. Obviously, Declan Rice undoubtedly has improved a lot and come on leaps and bounds. But maybe he wouldn't fit our sort of system at the moment. Maybe he's the more like of an anchor type player, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So maybe he wouldn't fit. Who would your ideal midfielder be? Like
Maxence Kaka, or however his pronunciation is not great because even though French, I still can't get his name.
I'm not.
He's a Lyon player.
Lyon. All right, another Lyon player. Yeah. So
obviously Bruno Gomez, I'll take heartbeat, but Maxence Kaka, fucking that kid, 21 years old. He has. I've been begging for him for time. Literally, type in on Twitter visuals by Baz Carter.
Hopefully we get someone like that because the talent idea that Ranić has obviously brought into other clubs is unbelievable. I think he brought Haaland. I was reading about it. There's like a full 11 of talent idea. I haven't got
Kimmich, Haaland, Keita, Emil Smith Rowe, Upamecano.
Unbelievable. I think
Kanate.
a few others. Absolutely unbelievable. Unbelievable. And it seems like he's more he won't take any bullshit from these players. These players did, let's be honest, they did sort of down tools for Ollie. They sort of gave up in the end, and you can't really blame him in the end. However,
Bruno definitely gave up after that Aston Villa game.
Yeah, I believe that myself now as well. But Rangnick seems like a manager who just won't take any of this sort of BS. Some people are talking about wanting him in a permanent manager role. However, I think one of the best bits about getting him is he's going into that consultancy role within 2 years.
He will pick our next manager.
Exactly, and he's coming in to coach the team for 6 months and then coming in to coach the club for 2 years, which it's sort of a win-win for us. Whether he's going to have much power or not, I assume he will. Obviously, I know not many people have had much power with the Glazers at the top in many years.
Well, look at Pochettino. If Pochettino wanted full control of transfers if he can.
Yeah, and that's why they won't give him the job. I think that we were linked with him in 2019, summer 19, was it?
We're always linked with him. Is no doubt he's at top of the list for the managerial role.
Surely it's Ten Hag.
We've got such a soft spot for Poch. Just read about it.
Yeah. I'm not sure. I think I was sold on Poch, but I'm not sure.
I'm sold on Poch. I would happily take Pochettino. Like, I know this PSG team is just downhill, but look at Tuchel. Look at his comments on this PSG. He said it's the hardest job for anyone. He even failed.
Yeah.
It's not like he won a Champions League role.
And they are full of egos. Like Mbappe honestly thought he was going to Real Madrid, and he will go to Real Madrid next summer, won't he? Maybe even in January, probably for free in the end. Yeah, I assume they might try and get rid of him in January. To be honest with you,
that's their best bet.
Yeah.
No, to be fair, it's free to talk to Real Madrid.
Yeah.
Over a it's either the cash in or a pre-contract.
Yeah, and he probably will. It's his dream to go there, unless Zidane goes to PSG and does something there. But I can't see that happening right now.
No, it's his boyhood club. He wants Real Madrid. He's grown up as a Madrid fan.
Yeah. We'll go on to Leeds versus Brentford, though. Obviously, we spent quite a lot of time talking about United, as expected. Obviously, Leeds again without a win. Bamford. I seen the Bamford goal, I think, around 10-20 minutes ago.
95th minute.
Before we went live. And I think it was something like someone shared it to the story, a Leeds fan that I know, and it was with the sort of ad-libs of surprise, motherfucker, the king is back from Conor McGregor. And he is obviously a good player, Bamford, as hard as it is to admit that they've got another good player there with Rafinha, another good player getting amongst the assists. I still think these are relegation candidates at this point. Do you?
Oh yeah, sure.
It would be great to see them go down, to be honest.
I would love it.
Donny says Rafinha is too good for Leeds. I think he's the type of maybe an Arsenal player.
Jeez, don't downgrade him. Wow. He's already struggling enough at Leeds. Wow.
Yeah.
That's doing that to Arsenal. Wow.
Send him right back down. Send him right back to League level.
It's good enough for us.
Probably.
Obviously,
well,
he just doesn't. It's Leeds. What can he do?
Yeah. Exactly.
Individual brilliance.
Yeah, it does seem like it does seem like individual brilliance. I think I said something similar to that. Tyler Roberts getting amongst the goals as well. But Brentford, that sort of seemed to be picking up a little bit of form again. Obviously, they went on that run of five games without a win. And I know they just lost against Spurs. Was it 3-4 days ago now? So obviously, to get a draw against Leeds, it's not a bad result for Brentford, is it?
Brentford will be definitely punching themselves.
Oh yeah, they would have wanted the win, but it's not a terrible result, is it? It will feel like a loss.
No, it is a terrible result for him.
You reckon?
Yes.
You reckon
especially that Leeds game.
I'm not sure that.
Obviously, I know too many Leeds fans because I'm from the area, and Leeds fans were hyping this up like mad.
Yeah. So Brentford needs to pick up. Yeah, Brentford need to definitely pick up then. Obviously, I think they'll stay up, and it was great to see them beat Arsenal on that first game of the season. I think that from then on, everyone's had a soft spot for them. Obviously, until we play them, I hope we batter them. But again, we'll get onto this Tottenham game. You were speaking about this Lucas Moura goal, weren't you?
What a goal!
He doesn't do anything all season, and then so far, and then pulls out some great goal. It's obviously a routine.
The dribbling were brilliant, and the finish were just even better.
Well, he's experienced, and he played for PSG. Whether he did well or not, he's sort of besides the point. You get good experience playing there at this point in time, and playing for Spurs as well in that stadium. It must be great as sort of a player. Again, playing under Conte. However, he's done nothing much all season, but then pulled that out. But then you've got Heung-min Son or Son Heung-min pulling out a goal and an assist, back on form again.
Yeah.
One player I want to speak about, though, who we both spoke, you mentioned briefly, was Harry Kane.
Fred has more goals than him.
It's actually laughable. Like, he's done nothing all season. Like, is he down tools? Is he gonna go to City? What's gonna happen with him?
It's just Tottenham, innit?
Yeah.
He's locked up for another 2 years.
Unbelievable. Like,
it makes me appreciate the Glazers.
I'm not gonna say that.
No, right. Would you rather have the Glazers or Levy?
Probably the Glazers, but I would rather have none, obviously. But
yeah, for sure. Jesus
yeah. I always have a dream that Elon Musk is going to buy us. Stadium's going to be Tesla seats.
No, I can't stand Teslas.
Really?
Awful.
I love them. Loving me. We'll go on to Villa Leicester though. I'm sure we all want Villa to lose every single game. Now they've got Gerrard in charge, but they seem to be doing well. I don't think they played particularly well. I watched this game. I don't think they played particularly well.
Ezri Konsa double.
Yeah, centre half getting amongst the score sheet twice.
Right. I mean, it's either you give it to I know Konsa got given the goal, but it's Buendia's goal.
It did look like Buendia's goal. Yeah, it's
going in no matter what.
Yeah, for sure. Buendia obviously got given the assist, despite not being given the goal. And John McGinn, would you take him at United, getting amongst the assists? You wouldn't. I would. I think I probably would take him over.
He's just a funny character to have.
Yeah, he is. I've seen quite a few clips of him actually.
John
he is
McGinn.
quite funny. yeah. It's a good accent, the Scottish accent. I find a lot of Scottish people funny. Harvey Barnes getting amongst the score sheet again.
What a finish!
It was a great finish. Yeah, it was. It was a typical Harvey Barnes from what I'd say.
Harvey Barnes.
I love that clip. I love it. But Harvey Barnes, honestly, I've been sort of onto him from I think the 1920 season early, and I said I think he's going to be a good player. And I think I've said it to my uncle, and he'd never really seen what I see in him. But he really is a good player, and I think maybe he's too good for the current Leicester side that aren't performing too well.
He's a good player, but I don't rate him highly.
You don't? So would you say he's Leicester's level?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So around let's say seventh.
Last season's Leicester and the last season before. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely, but
please buy McGinn St Mirren and get money for it. Cheers.
Oh, I've just seen that there, yeah. Oh, yeah, because Robbie's a St Mirren fan. St Mirren's fan. Is it St Mirren's? Yeah. Well, I personally would take him. Obviously, there's many players I would prefer over him. But I would take him. Get on to Everton Arsenal, though. Oh, my God, what a game. Just drama from start to finish.
It's gone from potential red card to Damari Gray.
Damari Gray for £1.5 million. What a bargain!
It's just a little more. It was 1.8, but is the signing of the summer? Obviously, Ronaldo, biggest signing, but Damari Gray's been the best. Obviously, his form before wasn't great, but the form he had earlier in the season, Wow.
Yeah, he's done really well because for £1.8 million, he's done very well.
Leverkusen got robbed.
Yeah, literally, they probably would have took him for 20 million if they knew what form he'd be on now.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So it's obviously a massive bargain. And Gary Neville was saying on MNF before the game, Richarlison needs to get amongst the goals and assists more for Everton. And again, he did do that.
2 offsides as well.
Yeah. 2 offsides. I'd be thinking he was Rashford for a minute, getting amongst the offsides.
Don't be silly. Rashford can't put it in the back of the net.
Oh, no Rashford slander though. But honestly, this is Arsenal all over, isn't it? They've lost. Is it 3 on the bounce now?
I thought Arsenal were back.
We're back. We're going to win the league, they said. We're going to do it all, they said.
They said top 4 charge.
I think, someone said, I can't remember what his name was. I seen a screenshot of it. I think when they beat Leicester 2-0, someone said, we're going to win the league. We're going to do it. I'm going to say it. I saw a clip and a screenshot. It was on AFTV. And yesterday he said, I can't even see us getting top 6. They've not
beat a team in the top 10.
Yeah, poor that. It's poor. It's got me thinking, is Arteta the man? Is it going to end up the same way as
Arteta is the man. Arteta is the man. I'm telling you now.
He's going to win them everything, except nothing.
He's going to win the Champions League.
Without them even being in it.
When he can get into it.
Which he's never.
Aubameyang needs to retire.
Yeah, he needs to go to the MLS or the Chinese Super League. He's on. This is the problem with these players, like Aubameyang, like Pogba, like Alexis Sanchez when he was playing for us, for example. They're on so much money and they're just not performing. What is he on? Is he on £350,000 a week? And he's just not performing consistently enough for that at all.
It shouldn't be. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I said this last season.
He were alright for Leeds.
Yeah, but he's not Arsenal level. He's probably not Premier League level. Ødegaard getting amongst the goals.
Yeah, and I was just about to bring this up. I want to talk about Ødegaard. 2 goals in 2. Is he hitting form? Can we see something special from Ødegaard?
I thought he was living off his name, for a bit, and he seems to be. He played well against us, despite obviously them losing. I think he did.
He conceded a penalty.
But
that is not playing well.
Besides that, he's like Eric Bailly, for example. He'll play well for 89 minutes and then make a mistake in the last minute, and we'll all say, "Oh, he's shit." This, that, and the other. But nah, I think he will hit some form, and I think you're right. I think we will see something special. Although I always say I can't stand Martin Ødegaard's face.
Well, he's a youngster, isn't he?
How old is he? Is he like 23 now?
23.
He's been around since he was like 16. I remember when Real Madrid signed him when he was like 16, 17.
He is 22.
22. So
he turns 23 in 10 days.
Yeah, so he's still quite young and he still can improve.
He was brilliant when he went out to the Netherlands for the test. I've seen him a few times. He was brilliant there.
Yeah, I think quite a few Norwegians go there, don't they? But
I couldn't really tell you, mate. I don't know.
I'm sure I've seen quite a few. I think there's a right winger that's gone on loan there at the moment from, I think, Ajax. Obviously, it's the same league, but I just want to say thank you for coming on, Baz. I appreciate that. I'm not sure if you've just had to mute.
My pleasure.
I've enjoyed it. It's been a great chat. It's always
I'm kind of having audio issues here.
I think I can hear it as well. But it's looking at you're only having audio issues towards the end, like towards the last few minutes. I want to say thank you to Donny, to Robbie, to RHN, to Alan, for getting in the chat, to Nevi for getting in the chat, Jaden for getting in the chat, Flames and Ethan for getting in the chat as well. I appreciate you all. I might try and do a Q&A on Thursday. It depends though. It depends whether I've just got other stuff going on right now. Although I do enjoy the Q&As. They are like therapy sessions to me. So I will try and do that. But Baz is having audio issues currently. Again, thank you for coming on. I'll end the stream there as he tries to get his audio sorted. See you later, guys.